"74 general outpatient clinics will be renamed Family Medicine Specialist Clinics." The Legislative Council passed a motion of thanks for the Chief Executive's 2025 policy address. And winner of the Nobel Peace Prize is Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, not Donald Trump. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Starting tomorrow, 74 general outpatient clinics under the Hospital Authority will be renamed Family Medicine Specialist Clinics, while community health centers will be renamed Integrated Family Medicine Centers. That marks a shift from treatment-based services to a preventive care model. Consultation fees will remain unchanged. The North District Family Medicine Integrated Center, which began trial operation at the end of last year, opens today. In addition to medical consultations, it provides chronic disease management, physiotherapy, and occupational therapy services. The center also offers muscle training for the elderly and leverages digital tools to improve rehab and prescription dispensing efficiency, having served more than 130,000 people so far. The Hospital Authority says if patients have conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, smoking, chronic pulmonary disease, or asthma, disease management and treatment would involve a multidisciplinary team. Undersecretary for Health Cecilia Fan, Hospital Authority Chairman Henry Fan, HA Chief Executive Libby Lee attended the opening ceremony. There, the Hospital Authority also announced the renaming of the city's 74 general outpatient clinics and 4 community health centers as Family Medicine Specialist Clinics and Family Medicine Integrated Centers. Cecilia Fan says the change in names entails a change in service concept, model, and quality. In addition to disease treatment, family medicine clinics will provide health screening and chronic disease management services so that the city's disadvantaged can enjoy preventive and comprehensive primary health services. The Legislative Council passed a motion of thanks for the Chief Executive's 2025 policy address. That's following 3 days of debate, which encompass issues related to labor and the relationship between the executive and legislative branches. After 3 days and nearly 20 hours of debate in the Legislative Council, the motion of thanks for the policy address was passed by secret ballot. During the closing session, a number of lawmakers weighed in on important labor-related policies. Lawmaker Lam Chun Sing, who's also chairman of the Federation of Hong Kong and Kowloon Labor Union, says if the city's employment situation worsens, the administration should consider an early review of the enhanced supplementary labor scheme, such as introducing quotas for sectors with higher jobless rates. Labour Party lawmaker Tommy Cheung says it's unfair that the Labour Department requires employers to offer wages not lower than the market median when recruiting locally because the workers' ability, work experience, and age should also be taken into account. Some lawmakers spotlighted the relationship between the executive and the legislature. Lawmaker Paul Zeh says if legislators are excessively supportive of government policies without scrutiny, LegCo would lose its constitutional function. He says among the public grievances is that officials seem to serve only one boss, and the people of Hong Kong, the real boss, are ignored. Chief Secretary for Administration Chan Kwok Kee says he agrees that it is the duty of lawmakers to keep the government accountable and help improve its governance. But he objects to Paul Zeh's remarks about Hong Kong people being ignored, saying people's livelihood has been front and center in the administration's policy making. Chief Executive John Lee expressed gratitude to LegCo for passing the motion of thanks, that he would carefully study lawmakers' proposals and the administration would continue to maintain positive exchanges with the legislature. The government has launched an open tender for the disposal of the Sandy Ridge Data Facility Cluster site in the northern metropolis, which is also adjacent to Law Wu. The government will adopt a two-envelope approach in the tender assessment to enable a comprehensive evaluation of both non-premium and premium proposals, with a view to selecting the proposal that best unleashes the site's potential. Under the two-envelope tender arrangement, a weighting of 70% will be allocated to the assessment of the non-premium proposal and 30% to the premium proposal. The site, with an area of 116,365 square meters, is designated for the development of a data facility cluster and related industries purposes. The tender invitation will close on December 31st. The winner of the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize is Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. The Norwegian Nobel Committee said she wins for promoting democratic rights in her country and her struggle to achieve a transition to democracy.
The Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 goes to a brave and committed champion of peace, to a woman who keeps the flame of democracy burning amidst a growing darkness. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado.
When asked about U.S. President Donald Trump's public desire to win the Peace Prize, Freund has said that they only base their decisions on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel. The 2025 Nobel Peace Prize was awarded a few hours ago in Oslo, Norway. Israel's government approved a ceasefire with the Palestinian militant group Hamas Friday, which came into effect at noon. It clears the way to suspend hostilities in Gaza within 24 hours and free Israeli hostages held there within 72 hours after that. Many Palestinians in Gaza were relieved to hear the news, but it was mixed with pain from staggering losses and concern about what comes next. Tracy Furness has more.
Multiple explosions were seen on the Gaza skyline overnight into Friday, even as Israel's cabinet approved the outline of a deal to release hostages held by Hamas. It's a key step in implementing a ceasefire, the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners brokered by U.S. President Donald Trump.
Last night we reached a momentous breakthrough in the Middle East, something that people said was never going to be done. We ended the war in Gaza and really, on a much bigger basis, created peace. Peace in the Middle East. We secured the release of all of the remaining hostages, and they should be released on Monday or Tuesday. Getting them is a complicated process. I'm going to try and make a trip over. We're going to try and get over there.
World Food Programme officials said they are taking advantage of a ceasefire to feed hundreds of starving people in Gaza.
The World Food Programme has been calling for a ceasefire for a long time. The people of Gaza have been desperately waiting for this moment. They have been displaced multiple times, chased by the threat of hunger and malnutrition, and making impossible choices to survive. Ceasefires opens the way. The World Food Programme will bring in the lifelines, and we are already scaling up. We have restarted the bakeries last Sunday. More than 100,000 bundles of fresh bread are being provided daily as we speak to families in Gaza. With access, we can bring in the supplies in big volume.
Celebrations were already underway Thursday night in the southern Gazan city of Khan Yunis after the US president announced parties had agreed to the first phase of a deal, signaling a major breakthrough in the two-year war in Gaza. This displaced woman said, "We are very happy with this. We can send our children to school without fear. They can go out in the streets without us having to fear. We can sit in our tents without fear." Tracy Furness, TVB News.
A 7.4 magnitude earthquake this morning off the southern Philippines killed at least 2 people, damaged a hospital and schools, and knocked out power. Officials have ordered villagers to evacuate from nearby coastal provinces over possible tsunami threats. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said the quake was centered at seas about 62 kilometers southeast of Manay Town in the Davao Oriental province. It was caused by movement in a fault at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Honolulu said hazardous waves were possible within 300 kilometers of the epicenter. The Philippines is still recovering from a September 30th earthquake with a magnitude 6.9 that left at least 74 people dead and displaced thousands of people in the central province of Cebu. And still ahead, concerns over China's latest export curbs on certain types of rare earths. Immigration Department continues its crackdown on illegal workers. And the government launched the city's second cybersecurity attack and defense drill. Welcome back. The European Commission has expressed concern about China's latest export curbs on certain types of rare earth minerals and related technologies. These are critical for the production of semiconductors and advanced electronic systems. U.S. President Donald Trump suggested that his country may stop buying products from China. Danny Zhou has more.
The Associated Press reported that China's Ministry of Commerce rolled out export restrictions on some types of artificial diamonds and artificial graphite anode materials on Thursday. In an expansion of the sweeping measures announced in April, the ministry added 5 new rare earth elements such as holmium and erbium to its export control list. Related production technologies and their overseas use, including military and semiconductor applications, will be under tighter restrictions that require export licenses approved by authorities. The European Union, which depends heavily on China for rare earths, said it was worried by the announcement, with senior officials examining the details. A European Commission trade spokesperson said he expects Beijing to act as a reliable partner. He hopes Beijing can ensure stable, predictable access to critical raw materials. Some analysts speculate that China intends to leverage its rare earths as a bargaining chip in a possible meeting between President Xi Jinping and US President Donald Trump on APEC sidelines later this month. In Washington, Trump told reporters he hasn't been briefed on the curbs, but hinted the US could stop purchases of Chinese goods.
Look, we have the ultimate export. We have import. And we have export. We import from China massive amounts, and maybe we'll have to stop doing that.
Danny Zhou, TVB News.
President Xi Jinping has sent a congratulatory message to the North Korean leader on the ruling party's 80th founding anniversary. Premier of the State Council Li Qiang, who is in Pyongyang for an official visit, held a meeting with Kim Jong-un on Thursday. Li conveyed President Xi's greetings and best wishes to Kim. He said China will unswervingly follow the policy of maintaining, consolidating, and developing the traditional friendly relationship between the two countries. Li also expressed willingness to enhance high-level exchanges and strategic communication with North Korea. Kim stressed their bilateral ties are everlasting despite global shifts. The Immigration Department has continued its crackdown on illegal workers, arresting 19 individuals over the past week. During the operations, evidence including bicycles used by illegal workers for food delivery, guarantees, and bank statements were seized. From Thursday to this Thursday, the Immigration Department conducted a joint operation with the Labor Department. They pinpointed areas where illegal food delivery workers were active and arrested 5 food delivery workers of non-Chinese descent and 3 Hong Kong residents with food delivery platform accounts. The Immigration Department also inspected 133 target locations across Hong Kong, including restaurants and logistics warehouses, arresting 8 illegal workers suspected of working as cleaners, dishwashers, cooks, and in logistics. The government today launched the city's second cybersecurity attack and defense drill, spearheaded by the Digital Policy Office. The drill will span 3 days for a total of 60 hours. Authorities hope the exercise could help them prepare for the upcoming 15th National Games and the 2025 Legislative Council elections. Samantha Lee reports.
During the 3-day drill, the Red Hacker team made up of cybersecurity professionals would perform simulated cyber attacks on the participating organizations' designated information systems to identify potential security risks. Meanwhile, the Blue Defense Team, featuring 25 government departments and 9 public organizations, would work in their offices while preparing for the attack. The exercise runs for 60 hours, during which attackers launch strikes by sending phishing emails or finding loopholes in the systems. The Blue Team will gain points if they are able to detect an attack. Otherwise, their Red opponents will score points.
For the Blue Team, in fact, they are doing their normal system operations and service provisions at the office, which is everything like a business as normal. But at the same time, they need to get prepared for all these sudden attack throughout these 60 hours. Because, as I explained before, the real hacker will not make an appointment to you to do the attack. They will be attacking or planning the attack to a system if they want, any times over the day.
Secretary for Innovation, Technology and Industry Sun Deng said the test included more participating bodies than last session. He hopes the drill can help identify if precautionary measures are sufficient to resist cyber attacks in preparation for the upcoming 15th National Games and the 2025 Legislative Council election.
The 60-hour-long drill aims to strengthen Hong Kong's cyber resilience and protect the interests of society and businesses. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
After the Hong Kong-China football team secured a 4-3 away victory against Bangladesh in the Asian Cup qualifiers, they will host Bangladesh again next Tuesday at the Kai Tak Stadium, and fan groups are actively preparing to cheer for the Hong Kong team. Celine Chan tells us more.
Over 40,000 fans packed the stands and watched Hong Kong team players snatch a 1-0 victory against India in the Kai Tak Stadium months ago. What is etched into everyone's memory isn't just Stephen Pereira's match-winning penalty. That night also belongs to this epic 44-by-26-meter goal Hong Kong tifo, which dominated the North Stand.
I experienced this in Shanghai in my club, but it's different feeling playing back for Hong Kong team. Unbelievable moment for me, for the development of Hong Kong football. So yeah, hope more to come, and let's see in the future.
The Hong Kong football team will return under the Kai Tak lights next week, and the energy from that victory is still electric. All tickets were sold out within a day. The team's 12th player, the supporters, is ready to bring back the roaring Red Sea of faith and belief once again.
I have been supported Hong Kong team for 10 years. I can see the revolutions of the Hong Kong fans group. At the beginning, we're just having couple hundreds of fans inside the cheering zone. We can see that in the Kai Tak Stadium, we do have a 4,000 something of fans standing inside the fan cheering zone. Apart from the fan cheering zone, we also have 40K of fans cheering for the home team. I do think it's a dream come true. As a Hong Kong fans, I do believe that we every night we dream of having a very big crowd and having a very big team supporting the team.
Moving to the Kai Tak Stadium isn't just a shift in mindset, it's also an upgrade in equipment. They specifically upgraded their megaphones to make the sound less scattered, ensuring every fan can clearly hear the instructions and the chants.
Fresh cheer flags will debut on match day along with other surprises up their sleeves, and this is only the beginning. Chester said more excitement, more creativity and more Kai Tak magic is on the way. He is confident that future Hong Kong football matches would continue this full stadium momentum and hopes the Kai Tak Stadium can truly become the team's real home ground in the future. Celine Chan, TVB News.
And that's the news. Thank you for watching.